One of the most awesome law of attraction experiences that you can have is this experience of being on fire. Okay, so you're just manifesting things left and right. And sometimes that happens with people where they get so caught up in the momentum that it's almost like they turn into King Midas and everything that they touch turns to gold. And while that's one of the most exciting and fabulous law of attraction experiences, it sometimes can lead to one of the most frustrating law of attraction experiences where you lose your Midas touch and you go from manifesting all kinds of great stuff to suddenly having a hard time manifesting anything that you want, or even worse, manifesting a bunch of stuff that you don't want. So today's manifesting video actually comes courtesy of a viewer named Isra, who wrote in with this question. And I'd be curious to see if you can relate to this question. So if this has happened to you before, please go ahead and let me know below in the comments. But here is Isra's question. Hello, Andrea. I was really good in attracting things. I attracted so many things into my life, but right now I feel like I lost my powers. And I'm struggling in taking it back, and I'm feeling I'm losing my faith in the law of attraction. Hope you reply with an answer on how I can get my powers back, and is this normal? Does it happen often? Thank you. Well, the short answer to this question, Isra, is yes, this does actually happen pretty often to a lot of people when it comes to the law of attraction. I get this question quite frequently. See, it's so much fun when you get into manifesting and all of a sudden everything starts clicking and you're getting all kinds of stuff that you want. Again, it kind of reminds us of having that King Midas touch. And so, if you haven't heard this story before, King Midas is a mythical figure. And he comes from Greek and Roman mythology. And as the story goes, he was granted a wish by the god Dionysus. And his wish was that everything that he touched would turn to gold. And he was granted that wish. And so he was able to obviously attract quite a lot of prosperity. That story is actually a story of being careful what you wish for, actually, because he was able to touch everything and it turned to gold. He ended up starving because his food would all touch to gold. He turned his daughter to gold, and he ended up asking to have that wish undone. And so it is a story of being careful what you wish for. But when we talk about someone having the Midas touch in common words, when we say that, we talk about someone who's got really good luck. Really good luck. And so it can be extremely frustrating to have that situation where you felt like King Midas. You were having all kinds of success and then suddenly it stopped. So I'm going to explain why this happens. And then later in the video, we're going to talk about what you can do to turn this around so you can get your Midas touch back. All right. But let's start off with why this happens, because you got to understand what's going on that's creating this experience. Why was I so successful? And then suddenly I lost all my success. Well, a big part of this has to do with actually becoming attached to outcomes. And so this is an interesting thing that happens, which is that, if you're learning about the law of attraction, you're learning about manifesting, and you start to get into this place of feeling good and your vibration is raising and you're in the flow, but maybe you weren't expecting that much. Maybe you weren't expecting the law of attraction to work too well for you. Your expectations are low, but your vibration is high. And so in that kind of a state, you start to attract really great stuff. Things that you've been asking for, maybe things that you haven't been asking for, maybe more than you've been asking for, starts showing up. And when things start showing up, it can have the unintended consequence of you becoming fixated on outcomes. Well, I manifested a car, and I manifested a new relationship, and I manifested a new job, so I should be able to manifest this next thing that I want. I should be able to manifest that thing that I want. And instead of being focused on vibration and being in the flow and being connected, all is well, instead of that, we can become fixated on the outcome simply because we've already attracted so many outcomes. This, by the way, is something that happens to people a lot when it comes to like success in work. So maybe you've seen or heard of stories like this before, where somebody gets going in their career and they start to have some success, and then they become like super obsessed with their job. They start working 24 hours a day. They're not sleeping. They forget about their families, and they're killing themselves to try and continue to get that material success from their jobs. And it gets to a point where sometimes the person literally blows up their entire life. You know, sometimes it gets to the point where they start making poor choices with their business and their business falls apart, or they end up getting a divorce and then their spouse gets half of the business. These kinds of things can happen where their family falls apart. All kinds of tragedy starts showing up into their lives. It's not because they didn't have what it took to sustain that business success. It's because they became fixated on the outcomes of their career panning out, or their job panning out, or their business panning out. And so instead of staying in the flow, they became results driven rather than process driven. Another thing that causes this dynamic where you lose your Midas touch with manifesting is that you become focused on the fact that things aren't working out. And so when all of a sudden your luck is starting to turn bad, quote unquote, like maybe you didn't get what you wanted, or maybe you manifested a bad result. One thing that can accelerate this process of manifesting negatively or losing your mojo entirely is becoming fixated on it not working. So sometimes you see this where people will start posting things online about their bad luck. You know, my car broke down, or complaining to your spouse about, you know, this costs too much, or why did we have this expense? And as things start to go south and we talk about them and focus on them and notice that our Midas touch is going away, it goes away even quicker. Because the law of attraction doesn't care what you were doing last week or what kind of vibrational state you were in yesterday. It cares about what you're putting out right now. So if right now I'm focused on things not working out, they're going to work out less and work out less and work out less. So I know here in the question, Isra mentions, I'm feeling I'm losing my faith in the law of attraction. And I think a lot of people feel that way when results start going south. But actually, this is a function of the law of attraction. It's a function of, this is the law of attraction at work. You know, it's not working the way we want it to, but it does work very logically and very consistently. And so this is very good news because we can always turn it around. You know, I actually have a person in my life that I know pretty well who is a great example of this. And so I'm going to keep her name to myself because I don't want to put her on blast here. But she is somebody who I've seen manifest amazing things. Okay. So she's really done well at attracting career and, you know, friends and material things. Like she's manifested all kinds of stuff. However, there was like one thing that popped up not too long ago that wasn't good and she didn't like, and she started to focus on that. She started to obsess over it. She started to post online about it. She started to talk a lot about it. And exactly like clockwork, her Midas touch has started to go away. And so now she's been attracting a lot of stuff she doesn't want. And I'm not worried about her because she'll get it back, right? We all can get it back. It's not the end of the world. But when I see this in people that I know, it's always a strong reminder to me of how the law of attraction works. And it doesn't care how good you manifested last week. All it cares about is what are we focused on today. So let's go ahead and talk about what you can do to get the magic back. You know, how do you get that Midas touch back? How do we go from this point where we've fallen off the horse and now we have bad luck back into that zone where everything is working out? Well, there are easy things that you can do, thankfully, because again, the law of attraction is very, very logical and it's very, very predictable. But first, if you enjoy law of attraction videos that teach you how to manifest the life of your dreams, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, go ahead and turn on the handy notification bell. I put out content like this every single week, And I know you're going to find it enormously helpful. Also, if you are new to my work, I would love to invite you to take my 5-minute Law of Attraction test. If you want to know for sure that you, yes you, really are the creator of your reality, I've designed a very simple, very quick 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself. Put something out and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that is manifestingtest.com. I will also go ahead and put a link below in the description, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. But let's jump in now with what you can do to get your Midas touch back. Because again, the law of attraction is very logical, very predictable, and it will respond very logically and predictably when you are doing the things that it will respond to. Okay, so we want to make sure, in order to get our Midas touch back, we want to get our focus in the right place. Now, again, what often happens is people become results focused. So they start attracting a lot of things and then they become obsessed with the result. Is he going to show up? Is the money going to come? When am I getting the promotion? That kind of stuff, the results. Now, focusing on results is resistant. It is resistant. That's the whole paradox of this manifesting thing, is that yes, we're sitting here trying to work out psychologically how we draw in the things that we want, how we draw in the results. But by focusing on the results, we actually push them away. Because when we're looking for results, we're focused on the fact that we don't have it. It's not here yet. Okay, we start looking for it. And then that puts out the message to the universe that I don't have this thing. When is this thing showing up? Why isn't it here? And the law of attraction, again, responds very logically. If what we're saying vibrationally is, why isn't this here yet? It just ain't going to be here until we stop saying that. And so what we want to do is we want to get away, again, from being results driven to being more process driven or more journey driven. So what I mean by this is I want you to dial back into the present moment and focus on enjoying your present journey. Now, something that can be very helpful with this is starting something new. So maybe starting a new project, starting a new book, learning a new language, going on a trip. Pick something that's going to put you on a path where you can enjoy a new process. Now, a new process is helpful because when we're just doing the same old we've always done, that doesn't really keep our focus. It's kind of on autopilot. You know, if we're used to waking up at the same time and going and doing the same stuff every day, we don't really need to focus on that process. That process is just running. And so we can start to become obsessed with results rather than the process because the process has become stale. It's become boring. But if you give yourself a new journey, it can get you focused in on the flow. It can get you focused in on the present moment where you're enjoying your now moment, which allows your vibration to raise and allows you to become a match to all things wanted. So let me give you an example. Before I moved to this home here, there was a period of time where I had one of these situations where I lost my Midas touch. So things just really weren't going that well. Didn't have a lot of friends. Business wasn't going as well. I wasn't in a great mood. Blech, you know, just one of those times. But we moved here and I knew we were moving here. And when we moved here, I was so excited to come here. I'd wanted to live in this home. I'd wanted to live in this community. And I suddenly got stuck in focusing on the process of decorating my new home, meeting my neighbors, paying attention to like what's going on in the lawn, what kind of flowers do we want, all that kind of stuff. All of a sudden I became very focused on, wow, I'm in this place and all this stuff is going on. And I almost kind of like forgot about manifesting, quite honestly, which is interesting because I'm a law of attraction teacher. But I just kind of forgot about it for a while. And I was just so focused on things like meeting people and hanging out. And I was having such a great time being in this new environment. And boom, my Midas touch came back with a vengeance. I mean, my channel blew up. I started making a ton more money. I made a ton of new friends. It was like boom, 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 boom. Things that I'd been wanting that had been heretofore, not coming because I'd lost my Midas touch, all of a sudden showed up with a vengeance because I was so focused on the process. And like I just mentioned, yes, I am a law of attraction teacher. I do run this channel. I do also make law of attraction courses. And so one of the things that I do as a law of attraction teacher is I do get into specific topics of things that people are looking to manifest. I do have one in particular that I'm working on right now. And this one's really geared towards people who are wanting to manifest love. And so if you are in a position where maybe you are single, or perhaps you are in a relationship where the passion has started to fizzle, or maybe you're looking to get an ex back, but there's something going on with your love life, this particular program is going to help you understand what's going on so that you can get on that trajectory and manifest a very passionate and enduring love life. And I say this from experience. I've been married for 17 years now. I married my husband before I knew about the law of attraction, and I've seen what can happen in a relationship when you're not sure of how to keep your energy on track with it. Now, today, we've got a fantastic marriage. My husband's still chasing me around. We're having a great old time. Things are better than ever. And it's because I understand these principles of how you draw somebody in and cultivate that kind of romantic companionship that a lot of people are looking for. So again, even if the marriage has fizzled, maybe the kids have gotten in the way, maybe the work schedules have gotten in the way, maybe the person you've had your eye on has gotten away. These are things that you can do to draw focus, bring that person to you so that you can enjoy a passionate and enduring love life. Now, the name of this program is going to be Magnetic Appeal. It is not ready yet, okay? But if you are interested in it, I did want to let you know that there is a link below in the description where you can sign up for course updates. Because when this program goes live, if you're on that list, I will be sending you a 50% off coupon code so that you can get that particular program at a drastically reduced rate. So if you are someone who is looking for love, looking for romantic companionship, please make sure to go ahead and sign up below in the description. Also, to help you out with today's video a little bit more, again, today's video is all about, getting your Midas touch back and how you really need to get in that process, in that flow state. I do have another video that's about how to stay high vibe every day so that you don't fall into these plummets where you start attracting negatively in the first place. And so I really do highly recommend, if you enjoyed this video, to go ahead and watch this video here next. But thanks so much for watching today's video on how to get your Midas touch back with the law of attraction. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And of course, I look forward to bringing you another video soon. Bye-bye.